Hi everyone, this is Robert with 50 Years of Chess, and we're looking at Game 4 of the Newport Congress, which I took part in with my son Ben on the weekend in Wales, which is about 30 miles from Bristol in England, where I live. And this game was against a young man named Sami Hoosein. Very, very humble, nice guy. He likes writing music, and he wants to be playing music because he really enjoys it so much. Now there's a nice little picture of him. There's my friend Sami. His rating here is 1511, so it's not too bad. Anybody they rated that level, they got an idea of the game pretty good. So he played first of all, to start the game, he played knight f3. He's about 22 years old, I think. Yeah, he's about 22. So he played knight f3, d5, g3, e6, bishop g2, bishop d6, castle, knight f6, c4. So he's offering a gambit pawn here, which you can easily win back, of course, with queen a4 check, and then queen takes pawn. So it's not a sacrifice. So I just castle. And then he played d4, which we're in normal lines now, sort of a King's Indian kind of thing. And I played c6 to just secure that pawn on d4. And I'm just keeping it nice and easy and no rush. It's Sunday morning, as it was, and don't like rushing around early on a Sunday morning. So he played queen c2. Knight into e4. This is so I can play f5 and get a real good strong center. He's gone back to d2 with the knight, expected knight on b to d2, so he can continue with his development. But this way, it's not such a bad idea because he's hitting the knight twice. Certainly going to win a pawn if I don't protect it or move it. So I brought the f pawn out to f5, and he played what I knew he was going to do, f3, making me shift that knight. Not only that, he can throw an e4, so this is going to be difficult. So I went back to f6, and he did indeed play e4. Threatening e5, which is going to win a bishop or a knight, so I've got to take it. So I took the f pawn. He retook with his f pawn. And again, he's threatening that fork on e5, so I had to take again or move my bishop and knight, which would have really caused a lot of disorganization in my camp. So I took the pawn, he took the knight. I took his knight, and he took my rook first before recapturing. So I tried to play a little trick here and retook the bishop, and Sami took with the queen, because he realised if he'd gone with the bishop, threatening my pawn on h7, I've got queen takes d4 check. So that's a sign that he knows what he's doing. He really does. So I played c5. This is a gambit pawn, and it's got promise because of the queen d1 check should he take it, or bishop takes c5 check. So he played bishop e3, which does stop the pawn takes pawn, and after bishop takes, I can't go bishop c5 anymore. So I played pawn takes pawn, and he took with the bishop. Now I was very pleased about this. If he took with the queen, we're dead even. I've got no counter play at all, but this is giving me counterplay now, because I can now get my knight out. Had he taken with the queen, it'd have been difficult, because if I brought the knight out, he could go bishop takes on c6, and that would be a second isolated pawn, giving me a very difficult endgame. So he went back bishop to f2, and I played queen d1 check. This is what I needed to get myself back into this game, which he made it difficult for me. So he brought the queen back. That was his choice. Could have gone back with either bishop, but this was a fair move. And I took the queen, he took the bishop, and I could check him now on c5, but I felt this was a much better move. Knight into d4, threatening knight c2. Unfortunately for him, he does have one move that could stop me playing knight c2, which he did, which was bishop e4. So, but it's another reason why I played knight d4, because I want to play this move, bishop c5, with the threat of a discovered check after knight c2, and I will win the rook that way. So he played bishop to f2. Bishop f2. So that did stop the discovered check. So I made sure I made sure the knight was safe and secure in this outpost on d4 with e5. He played knight c3. And now I brought my bishop out attacking the c pawn. So I'm very happy with my pawns and everything. The isolated pawn's okay. It's not even protected because it's fine where it is. No one's going to attack it at the moment. So after bishop e6, he played b3, protecting that pawn, which was natural. It was the move he had to play. Or knight into d5, which either. This is probably natural. So I brought the rook now across to f8. Now there's real danger for him because I am threatening to play knight c2 after rook. Sorry, I got that wrong. There's real danger for him here because I can play knight e2 check, and if he moves the king to g2, then I would have rook takes bishop check, or if he goes king to f1, I've got rook takes bishop check. So he's going to lose a piece unless he does something about this. So what he did was he moved his rook across from a1 to f1 to protect that bishop. And I thought about this and just for a little while, and I decided just to play b6 to secure my bishop because it is on emperor. I can't move that knight with that bishop unprotected. So he then made a mistake, his first real mistake in the game, and he played king g2. Now it don't look like it's a mistake, but it is if you see what happens next. Because after g6, he did what I thought he was going to do. He played the bishop up to e3. He said after the game, when I pointed this move out, moving the king up, he said, well, I just want to sort out some of my pieces so that I could have an open file, rook versus rook. But unfortunately, he overlooked that I could play bishop h3, check. He took the bishop, and then I took his rook. So I've won the exchange, and this is going to be difficult for him now. Very difficult. So he played bishop check on d5. I went king g7. He brought the rook back to g2, attacking the rook. And I went across to a1, and he immediately played a4. Just like that. Because he knew that I was going to play that. So that's okay, but now it leaves the b pawn weak. So immediately play rook a3, attacking this pawn, and he has no way of protecting it. All he can do maybe is play knight b5, but I don't see much good in that. So he played knight into e4. I think with the idea of just after rook takes pawn or knight takes pawn, you could take the bishop. But I just took the pawn anyway. It didn't matter. Didn't matter at all. And he played the bishop back because it's en prie, and I would take it after if he doesn't move it, which is what he did, but that wasn't the place to move it. He should have made it bishop back to f2. So, I'm a pawn up, exchange up. We need to keep the momentum, and so I played a rook down to b2, pinning his bishop to his knight. Always a good thing to do. Only his knight is preventing him from losing the piece here. And he moved out of the pin with king f1. And I played knight into b3 to put added pressure on this bishop. Because if it moved, I can take his h2 pawn. He's still defending it, but only once. He needs to perhaps to play his king to e1. And that would hold it. But he didn't. Instead, he played bishop c3. Now, this looked like a good move because he's skewering my rook and the pawn against the king on that diagonal. Could have been a problem if I didn't have a bishop or knight that I could play into d4 rather. So I played in rook check first, just to get out of the way of that bishop. And he played king to g. He played king to g2, and now I brought the bishop in to d4. This is a direct confrontation. I'm a pawn up, so I don't mind getting the pieces off. And now he made a terrible mistake. Terrible mistake. He brought the knight back, attacking the rook. But this was not good because all I have to do is go knight takes knight, and he resigned. He could go bishop takes, but then I go pawn takes and he's a piece down. He could go bishop takes knight, but then I play rook b2 and he's lost that bishop because he will be pinned and he can't protect it. So sadly for Sami, he made that error and that cost the game. So that was the end of the game, and I've now advanced to 3 points out of 4. And I was in a chance to at least maybe come second or something like that. Joint first if I get to 4 and the ones above me slip up. Now I want to tell you something. There were 3 young lads playing in this tournament. One was a Arena Federation master. I don't know how old he was. I'd say about 5 or 6. Yeah, 5 or 6, maybe 7 at the most. And then there was another one, he was similar age. He was on the board next to me. He was also a young Asian boy. And then there was Daniel, who I played. He was just 14, 15 years old. All youngsters. All really, really good players. So this is maybe a minor tournament, but it's not minor players. They are very good players, these youngsters. And it was a strong field, considering I hadn't played in a minor tournament for about 1996 or something like that. No, 1979 when I played in a minor last. And this is the first time since, as my rating has dropped as I got older, I was able to qualify for this one. But yeah, that was the game. I hope you enjoyed it. This was my game with Sami Hoosein. Very nice young man. Musician, writes his own music. And good fun to play chess with. Thanks for watching. I'll see you again with the final round of this Newport Chess Congress. Thank you. Bye.